Another excellent healing tool is a crystal. I use crystals in various ways, and right now I'm going to talk about a scraping type of crystal. The one I use is like this. It has a sharp edge, so it's like scraping your windshield to get the ice off. So when Carolyn and I saw a dark spot appear at my father's heart area, then I went up and I used the scraping crystal against his skin at that spot with intention to clean that aura, clear out what was going on in the heart and in the energy field around it. What affects the energy field by cleansing it affects the body. What affects the body then will affect the energy field. It goes both ways. I wasn't thinking as much about the magnetic repulsion, and Carolyn saw me take on the color of his spot in his aura over the heart. Then I switched and used the scraping crystal on my own hand to take that off quickly. The quicker you do it, the better it works. It's very important to do it as soon as you can. So if you don't have someone there who can see auras like I do in those cases, it's good to just do it regularly and imagine you could be taking it on at any moment. Shake the energy off regularly and learn to pay attention to the very subtle signs of taking it on. Some of the places you may take it on are at the joints. Those are some of the most common places for it to get stuck, in the thumbs. The hands themselves are the first ones to take on the aura, and then it can start moving up the arms. And so it's good to just scrape your arms, especially the ones sending the healing if you're only using one arm. And to learn how to feel if there's any pain. Other people I have taught this to have been able to notice very quickly and very strongly that there is a lot of pain. When you start to take it on, sometimes it's subtle and sometimes it's not. When it's not subtle, you may notice pain in the thumb or the joints. You may notice weakness, shaking in your arms. You may notice that you can feel your aura being clogged and cloudy. Just a psychic sense. You may be able to see it, which is a wonderful gift if you can see that happening with your aura. If you can feel it, it may make little knots in there. Very tangible, hard, large knots. When I was working on Dale, at first I did get a little bit of energy contagion as I was doing reflexology, and I could feel it. I shook it off. I used my tools. I got rid of it easily. Then at the end, I was working more on his heart because I felt at that point that I could make a big difference with him and that he needed it. Because Carolyn and I had both seen a circling motion around his head very, very clearly. We've learned that that's associated with low blood pressure, and in his case it was because of medication that had brought it down too low. So I wasn't sure I would be able to help, but I sent energy through his foot at the heart spot in the reflexology points, using my finger to direct energy through. Unfortunately, so I sent the energy through, tuning into that, resonating with absolute health, and at that point it was more than the reflexology, it was more than the scraping. It became a full-on intense healing. I could see through his body what his heart looked like. I could see the pressure against his heart. I could see the aorta that needed to be unblocked, and I could see those things changing as I sent the energy through. Carolyn was watching, and she didn't know what I was doing, but she could see that the blueness of his feet, which had to do with circulation issues from his heart, that was going away. Boom, the color changed. And she saw all kinds of positive changes with his aura at that time, and we could also see physically his color improved greatly. Everything about him really changed, and the circular motion stopped above his head at that point, and his blood pressure had probably gone back to a more normal range. I could tell that he had drastically improved, and I was excited. I didn't want to stop. And Carolyn was saying, "Oh, you need to stop now. You've done enough for today. You need to go wash off and get that out of your aura because you're picking it up." I should have done it immediately, and I did it very quickly, but I stopped to tell what I had just done, what it looked like, and just that couple of extra minutes has really cost me a couple of days of trying to get that energy out of my body. So I went in the bathroom and I took salt. Salt is a great way to take energy contagion out of your body. You can rub it dry, or you can put a little bit of water, which works better. A little bit of water in with the salt and scrub with it. Scrub your hand that you've just used to do the healing work with. And just keep scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing. And you might be able to feel as you do it, "Oh, I'm almost getting it, that a little bit more, oh, it's more up here." Tune into the subtleties of it as well as the more painful areas if you get pain and swelling and knots. Using salt regularly, just as a matter of course to scrub with, helps take away the auric contagion that we get in everyday life.